Hey guys, welcome back. Here we have my WLTOYS A979B. This is the upgraded version, the one that is claimed to do 70 kilometers out of the box stock, but that is actually only 43 miles an hour. I've been having a lot of glitching issues. I've already attempted to do a couple speed runs using my Dynamite speed meter here, and I don't think I hit top speed on this ever. So what I need to do is upgrade every single electronic component on this RC other than the motor. Now the motor, I'm going to keep it because there's nothing wrong with it. It is a regular 540 brushed motor which seems to run just fine. It doesn't glitch. I am experiencing a lot of issues with the combination ESC receiver right here. So this is a 2-in-1 design, and that is why I have to upgrade almost every single electronic component here other than the motor. So what I'm going to be using, the cheapest brushed ESC I was able to find on Gear Best, this was about $8.50. You can run a 2 to 3 cell LiPo here. It looks like a pretty good quality ESC. It does say waterproof. For everyone here that wants to run it in the water, it is waterproof. I normally don't do that, but it is waterproof. That is nice. You have your regular brushed motor leads here. They'll simply just plug in, and the only thing I'll have to do is modify this Tamiya plug to a normal Dean's adapter. Obviously, you could use any connector that you want. I use Dean's plugs. As you can tell, I already have them on my batteries here. We also have to now change the servo. The issue is this uses one of these 5-wire servos right here. And although it is a normal servo in terms of size and spec, you can't use it. You cannot plug it into this receiver here. So I do have to upgrade the servo. This is a Tower Pro MG90S. Really good, cheap micro servo. You have a full metal gear set here. So pretty reliable. It's about $3 to $4 on eBay if you buy them in bulk. And obviously the receiver, the tried and true FlySky 3-channel receiver here, which I'm going to be mating to my favorite FlySky FS-GT3B radio system. After I get all this installed, we're going to go outside and give it a test with the speed gauge. So hopefully I can actually hit the 70 kilometers per hour, which is, 43 miles an hour. I'm interested to see whether the ESC here will let us go a little bit faster than that. But even if you get the 43 miles an hour as claimed and you don't have any glitching, for the price of these upgrades, that is worth it. So let me put it this way. I already had the radio system. I already had the receiver. Worst case scenario, this is about $7. Servo is about $4. And the ESC at most will be $10. This one's $8.50. So you're talking about less than $20 to upgrade this to a normal spec RC. A lot of you don't have any problems with these, but I have been having a lot of issues. But I really want to drive it with no issues. I don't want it to glitch, and I want to see what the top speed of this thing actually is. So before going outside, I wanted to show you guys the intermediate step, how all this stuff is going to go together. I was able to get out the old ESC really fast. The new one fits right in its place. Look at that mounting location. It's just perfect. All I'm going to do is put a little bit of hot glue around the sides here, and you should have no issues. The wires are perfect. The motor connection is normal, exactly what you expect. For now, I just have a little bit of an adapter here going to the battery. I wasn't sure if I was going to solder a new connector on, but now that it works, I will. The only issue I noticed is that my micro servo is just a little bit smaller than the original one. But it's not a big deal. You could tell it's a little bit smaller, so you're gonna have a little bit of a tough time mounting it on the factory bracket here. But you know what, I'll just put some hot glue kind of on the sides here, and you should be good to go. But otherwise the system works. Check out that servo. See, the system's already all connected. You have power. Let me just kind of lift the RC here. We have power. If I press the gas here, this is forward. I'm not gonna do full speed, we're gonna do a little bit. You also have reverse. So everything is operational. I just gotta finish setting up the rest of the electronics mounted in the chassis. I'm gonna go outside for a speed run. On a small side note, as I was kind of configuring this ESC, I noticed it has a couple of cool features. You can tell right here it says reverse and battery. So you do have options here to set it to LiPo cutoff and to regular nickel metal hydroxide here on the right. On top you have the option to remove reverse and to enable it. Right now I have it set to regular reverse and the LiPo pack. The way it works is you have these two jumpers here on top. All you do is remove them with some pliers, and put it onto this little other prong. And then that is how you basically just modify your ESC. Really simple. You don't need any weird programming cards, and you're good to go for $850. This is fantastic. Before doing some top speed runs, let's just check out the new chassis layout. Everything looks really well. I didn't have any hard time mounting any of the equipment in here. The ESC mounted really well. I just used some hot glue on the sides here to kind of secure it a little bit more, although it has a good amount of room and actually looks to be almost designed for this space. I mean, look at that. It's almost an ideal fit. The receiver on top, I also used some hot glue. It's pretty solid, no movement there. And the on-off switch, I just mounted it here towards the back, kind of away from some of the other items here. The receiver wire just goes out here at the back. I don't have any antenna tubes sticking out, but it seems to be working just fine. Other than that, everything is pretty good. The only kind of item of concern here was the servo. You could tell I have a zip tie going around it. That just for a little bit more kind of safety. Other than that, the servo holder itself seems to be doing just fine. My Dynamite speed meter is set to record the peak speed. This is just 1 mile per hour for me simply just moving the RC. Let's see if we can top 43 miles an hour, which is the factory claim top speed of this RC. Okay, so on the first couple of runs here, I got 34 miles an hour, which is not terrible, but I'll tell you this, that was about halfway throttle. Pretty much uncontrollable. You saw all that spinning action going on. This thing is really tough to keep straight. Okay, on this one, 38 miles an hour. That was basically almost full throttle. I would say about 80%. Let's see if we could top that. Okay guys, I was able to get 39 miles an hour. That was full throttle. So it looks like about 40 is probably realistic for this RC. I'm a little bit short of the top speed of 43 miles an hour, but still that is really quick, guys. Basically, we're still running the stock system. It's a small 2S LiPo and the original motor. Okay, top speed 40 miles an hour. I had the throttle pegged there for a while, so 40, not bad. I'm only 3 miles per hour short of the actual top claimed speed. The end result in terms of top speed for all the modifications I made, basically you're breaking even in terms of speed. Now price wise, of course, you get a bargain for the amount of hobby grade materials in here. I have not lost signal. It is controllable. ESC operates really smoothly. The brakes are fine. And I gotta say, this RC is still not drivable. In terms of the front steering, even though I do have a very good, powerful, high torque micro steering servo, guess what? The actual slop and the way the wheels are actually set up is terrible. Look at that slop. It's horrible. The servo is not even moving right now. And I've actually also disconnected the servo saver. And guess what? It's still terrible. So if you could take the fact that the control will be horrible, but you do have a pretty quick RC for the amount of money that you do pay, this is quite a good upgrade for you guys to do. All right, so that's the end of my testing here. So 40 miles an hour, not bad. I thought I could easily probably hit 45, but it turns out that the ESC really just made this thing not glitchy, which I am very happy about to do. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any of you. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time.